ladies and gentlemen, I give you Gamora before the update, which I'll be away for, but I wanted to cover nonetheless because, hey, it's been a long time since I played with Gamora outside of ABX, and I wanted to see just how good this character is. I'm going to go ahead and dodge that first cage. Nice. We're using a CTP of Rage on this build, so this is not an Obelisk build. We wait for the slash on 5 before we go into 4. We get guard broken, which is nice. But we can see a couple of things here. We can see her damage, of course. We can see her survivability. We can see the annoyance with not having any invincibility outside of the... that was an incorrect rotation, but that's okay. Yeah, she gets guard broken a lot. She gets interrupted a lot. This is certainly one for the annoying books here. Pretty tanky, though. Pretty tanky as far as I'm seeing here. And what I want to show you guys later is how stacked her uniform effects are. It's pretty crazy. But yeah, she does get interrupted a lot. Let's go ahead and... Oof. This is going to be tough. Okay, we're not going to make the same mistake again. But, yeah, the awakening damage is not very good. Wow. Like, this is, with a rage, this is pretty slow. And this is full double support, her best support as well with Taskmaster. 90 seconds is bad. 90 seconds is bad. And I actually think it's going to get worse, believe it or not. Because I don't think she has the best, like, tracking, I should say. So, somehow I feel like Gamora's got, at least the current Gamora, this Requiem Gamora. Yeah, see, Null pushes you out of the explosions. She has, like, some decent AoE. She kind of reminds me a little bit of Star-Lord with a little bit of the AoE. But that's only on the 6th skill, right? The rest of the skills don't really have good AoE. So, it's not really... And then her 1 and 2 just do, like, 0 damage. We got interrupted there. We got buffed, removed. That's very cool. Okay. Having to pop that there is pretty cringe. Yeah, she might not even be able to finish this stage, which is crazy. Yeah, the damage on 2 is really bad. You basically can't even see it. Rather than drag him up to the top and waste a bunch of time, I'm just gonna fight him here and hopefully. Yeah, if we don't get him down by like a minute 15, I'm just gonna call it that she can't do this stage, because that's a very difficult, like, if yeah, if we don't have a minute left to go through the dragon phase and the last phase with Thor and stuff, he's gonna iframe here, so we're gonna lose a bunch of damage. That's actually pretty good. That was actually better than I thought. We're gonna try to squeeze in more damage here because we are super desperate for damage right now. I think she can do it. Okay, I had a really good half here, or whatever you want to call it. Like these last. Okay, that was a lot better than the first 20 whatever bars. The 22 down to, man, her burst damage is really bad. Like he really needs to sit and marinate. Like certain characters, they need the boss to marinate in the damage for it to be good. And Gamora is absolutely one of those characters right now. She needs the marination. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to pop the Awakening skill, but I'm just worried that if I don't pop the Awakening skill... She's tanky, though. She's already pretty tanky. For a 39, for her to face tank a lot of this content, and that's pretty good. Co-op here is going to do about a bar of damage, and then I'm going to bounce out. And then we're just going to have to hope and pray that we have enough damage to finish him off. Well, normally I'd be like, why are you testing this character, Alex? But we know it's because they're getting a rework. And obviously, from this performance, it is a much-deserved rework. Okay, so wow, she ends up pulling it out there with 40 seconds remaining. That's not impressive, okay? It's not bad, though. Like, remember, this uniform, it was released over a year ago, right? This was released, like, February 2022. So it doesn't seem like a very old uniform. I know it seems like this was released very recently, but it's already over a year old. It's a really cool uniform. And I genuinely hope that she's still able to use it in some regard, because I really like it, and we know that she's not going to be a villain with her new outfit. But yeah, I genuinely do enjoy this one here. But yeah, what I wanted to show you guys here, this is pretty crazy, and hopefully they'll keep all of this and add to it. Her uniform effects, she gets 25% crit damage, which helps you cap, then 35% guaranteed dodge, which is a lot. That's like Spider-Man has less, I think, or the same amount, and then 30% guaranteed crit rate. So very, very good stats, very good offensive stats, but a little bit of the defense too with the guaranteed dodge. So it's going to be interesting, because I think the devs have a couple of different ways they can build her, right? And whereas with Star-Lord, I'm not sure if they gave him that tier 4 skill with the heal and the max HP. Originally, I looked at this and I thought, oh, it's for PvP. But then seeing how fragile he is otherwise, I'm like, maybe it's just because he's fragile. Gamora, not as fragile as you'd think, right? Not quite as fragile as that. Even though she doesn't have damage reduction, she has enough defensive layers, and she has it's only a 15% heal. Yeah, it was surprising how tanky she was. She wasn't that tanky, but I guess 39 is not that high of a stage. Okay, let's try a couple other things. We're gonna go stage 9 of Gore and see if she is still tanky. I kind of have a feeling she will be. Damage is not bad. Damage is not bad at all. Again, we need the marination. I'm gonna let him jump. I'm gonna do that there, and then okay. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, I mean, stage 9, not a high stage, but at the same time, this is pretty good. Well, 41 seconds. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I think offensively, she didn't necessarily need a big buff, right? I think like level 80 is going to do a lot for her. And then, of course, tier 4 is going to do even more. But she doesn't, as you can see, she doesn't take like a ton of damage. But yeah, you can see her AoE is cringe-worthy. He moved a little bit, and that skill just canceled itself. They need to fix that for sure. But I'm having a harder time here than we did with some of these other characters that we looked at. I'm having a harder time with Gamora noticing exactly what she needs. So in this case, it's interesting if the devs are going to make this new uniform very PvP oriented, knowing that this uniform still exists, this Requiem uniform still exists, and that Gamora can do PvE with it, right? Because maybe they've tested it. Who knows? They probably don't test their characters, but maybe they do. And maybe they okay, we need to hurry up here. Okay. Almost missed the train station there. We should be able to push him to the next phase without using the awakening skill. Although, yeah, you see how bad that AoE was? She was attacking in the wrong direction. Because Gore dashed through me while she was doing the 4th skill. You got to clean that stuff up, devs. You got to clean that stuff up. Hey, we're not buying uniforms in 2023 with nonsense like that. You got to clean that shit up. Unacceptable. She's got to have way better targeting than that. I just wonder what kind of skills they're going to give her. Like, is it going to be all sword skills, right? I think for this, I'm just going to play it safe and wait for him to... I need him to dash backwards. Okay, that's not what I wanted him to do, but it's okay. Yeah, we need him to marinate. Yeah, marinate, brother. Marinate that big bald head, brother. Oh, and he, oh, okay, there we go. Little bit of reach, not bad, not bad. Yeah, so she's pretty good. She also has value, as we've talked about before, for ABX. Not so much for ABL, but for ABX, yes, because ABL is a lot of like female human hero. But for ABX, she does have value, of course, as a speed villain, also as a villain female. Now, villain female, we have Jean Grey. We have a couple of options there, but she could still make a really good option here for female villain, mainly because a lot of people build their Jean for PvP. So if you build your Jean for PvP and then for whatever reason, you know, she can also work actually for villain alien. which is pretty funny if you didn't go ahead and pick up Thanos. So she she actually has a lot of options for ABX and ABL. Speed villain here again, right? She's not available for this human, this speed female because she's not human. So you got to remember that. But otherwise, she's available for like 3 or 4 different days. She's not available for this one either, which I think is pretty good. She will be available for Speed Hero as well with the new Gamora uniform. So yeah, she's looking like she'll have a lot of utility, and it really just depends on what the devs end up doing. But if she it'll be pretty embarrassing if she outscores Thanos in ABL. I mean, me personally, I got a discount on Thanos, so I'm not too worried. But for all of y'all that didn't, it's gonna feel real bad because technically a regular cost tier 4 is cheaper than a native tier 2 cost tier 4. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. This one came out of left field. I honestly thought we were gonna see Luna, or we were gonna see something else. Some people thought we were gonna see Adam. I'm not mad at Gamora. I'm just very curious and just a tiny bit confused because, yeah, with the current roster of tier 4s, she's probably the least popular tier 4 in terms of Marvel popularity. Gamora, and then Star-Lord's probably second. But yeah, well, besides like Sharon, but that's like a game thing. That's not like an MCU thing or like a comic book thing. But anyways, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think of Gamora. Better than you remember, or were you expecting more? Thanks so much for watching. Smash the like button. It helps with the channel tremendously, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.